Hello everyone, Rurikhan here once again with the Rurikhan Show. It is Rurikhan Show number 22, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's get started, shall we? Starting right up, let me just get this out of the way, which is the usual speech. All of the comments featured in the Rurikhan Show come from posts and comments made on the website rurikhan.com. So you guys should already know that. If you don't know that, go to rurikhan.com, check it out, make a comment there for a chance at getting featured in the Rurikhan Show, where I will answer all of your questions. So, before we actually get engaged into the show itself, we have a couple of special things to do this week. Very first special thanks to Paul Desmond, who has donated Rage to us. Unfortunately, I have to tell you, Paul, I tried it out. Didn't really like it all that much. I mean, I just got to be honest about it. I mean, I'm not that awesome at playing FPS, but for some reason, Rage just didn't click with me. I mean, for one, I was expecting like, oh my God, Rage is like supposed to be this really amazing graphics. And I look at it and it's like, it doesn't really amaze me all that much. Apart from that, I mean, it's an awesome game. You can basically drive cars, you can shoot stuff. It's almost like an open world, because you do go around and like, oh, get this quest and now do this thing. I have a friend of mine who says that he was also very disappointed with Rage because apparently the game ends too fast. I'm not sure. I'm still going through it, and I am going to make at least a video on it to show you guys what Rage is all about. But regardless, anyways, thank you very much for your donation there, Paul Desmond. You're awesome. Next up, I have some special thanks to give out to Andreas Schmidt and Anton Romaniuk. I'm pretty sure that I've completely butchered their names, but these two individuals here are the guys that got me into the Wing Commander Saga beta. So for those of you who were wondering how I got into that, it was them. And I actually believe there's a comment on them further up in the show. Well, not a comment on them, but a comment on how I got into the Wing Commander Saga beta or whatever. I'm going to give a little bit more detail into that particular comment when we get there. But for now, they got me into the beta, and they've also donated some money so that I could keep paying my bills, which was awesome. Thank you very much, Andreas Schmidt and Anton Romaniuk, the guys from the Wing Commander Saga. Make sure to check out their project, wcsaga.com. And yeah, those were the special thanks for this show. I'm going to be changing a little bit the show around, which is I was doing, the topics of the stuff that I want to talk about, and then comments in between, and then back onto topics. I'm going to straighten things out a little bit, and what I'm going to do is going to be the other way around. It's going to be like, first I go through all the topics that I want to discuss, and then I'll go through all of the comments that I've selected for the show. The reason for this is that a lot of people don't watch the Rurikhan Show because they feel the show is a little bit too big because there's a lot of comments and whatnot. And I just want to make sure that the people that just want to get updated or whatever, they can just get updated fast. And then those of you who want to stay for the comment section can also stay for the comment section. I mean, basically just getting the topic stuff, the stuff I need to discuss out of the way, and then we can delve into the comments. So that way I don't have to worry as much about, oh, damn it, this show was like 1 hour long. Not everyone's going to want to watch it. Obviously, not everyone's going to want to watch a 1 hour long show, but some people do. And it's for those people that I do the show. Now then, let's get started here. The very first topic I wanted to address is a little bit of a health issue that I've got recently, which was... I mean, I don't even like talking about this stuff because it kind of, people might think that it's like, oh my God, he's going to die. It's the end. No. Basically what happened was that this past Monday, I don't know exactly which day it was. Today is the 5th of March. So it was at the end of February or something. I don't know. This Monday, basically, I had a really weird chest pain on the left side, which is where your heart is located, for those who don't know. And for a second there, for a couple of hours there, I almost thought that I was like, oh my God, I'm having some kind of heart attack. Then I tried measuring my blood pressure and whatnot, and it was skyrocketing, and I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on? So I called my parents, went to the hospital, and turns out I pulled a muscle that is right next to my heart. And I was like, I really thought that I was like having a heart attack and shit, and went to the hospital. And apparently, it's just this one muscle that I've pulled because I was helping Senselin's parents moving some stuff out of their house. And the thing is, since I spend like most of my time around the computer doing videos, editing, all that kind of stuff, you guys already know what I spend most of my time doing. And I haven't really been exercising all that much, moving around, going outside. I mean, sometimes weeks go by and it's like at Sunday, I'm like, wait a second, I didn't leave the house all week. So what happens is obviously your body doesn't like that. And as soon as I made a little bit of effort in helping someone else, and helping Senselin's parents move some stuff out of their house, apparently I pulled a muscle. It's just lucky me, it was a muscle that was right next to my heart and I thought I was having a heart attack. So yeah, just a little something I wanted to get out of the way. But basically what's going to happen now is I have to force myself to at least go outside once a day, walk a little bit, do something other than just sit at the computer and make videos, because it's apparently not healthy. I don't understand these physicians or whatever. And while I was at the hospital, basically, we all know how health is. At least in Portugal, health is just like awesome, top notch. So what happened was, while I was at the hospital, they gave me these exams and whatever to make sure that everything was all right. And then by the time I'm leaving, I want to go up, pay the bill, whatever. And they're like, yeah, it's like 400 euros for the tests we've made on you. And I was like, what? So basically what happened was, after they checked out that I wasn't having a heart attack, they bent me over the counter and fucked me in the ass. That's what happened at the hospital. So I'm still like limping a little bit, but yeah. Actually, my parents were with me and they picked up the tab, luckily, because Jesus Christ, if I had to pay those 400 euros by myself, I'd be fucked. But yeah, that's what happened last Monday, and I just wanted to get that out there because I might be having not as much output of videos because I need to force myself to go outside and actually do stuff. Otherwise, I might die or pull another muscle. And apparently, the chick who did my blood work, she really fucked up my arm. My left arm is killing me. But yeah. Let's get all that stuff behind us and let's move onwards. I wanted to address the whole Blip thing because this is supposedly, if everything goes according to plan, the first Rurikhan show that I'm going to upload onto Blip, which will then go onto iTunes for everyone that wants to listen. While you're on the move or whatever, you can download it to your whatever device that connects to iTunes. And yeah, this supposedly is going to be the first one. And let me just say, I'm glad to be back on Blip as well. It was, it's just been really hard because my upload connection is 1 megabit up. And I have to split that between Blip and YouTube. So there's still going to be a little bit of delay before all the videos that I'm uploading to Blip to actually become updated with all the videos that I have on YouTube. I actually have my girlfriend handling that right now. She's slowly uploading all of the stuff that I have there. I believe that we're at episode 54 of the original Dark Souls playthrough. And as soon as that's done, we're going to do the New Game Plus playthrough in there as well as all the other videos onto Blip as well, because Blip really supported me in the start, and I feel that I should support them back. Okay, I believe I've mentioned this in the previous video or something, but anyways, we are 9 minutes in, and I haven't said a single thing about gaming. Well, I said a little bit about Rage and Wing Commander and whatnot, but it's time to talk about some games. So, the first thing that I have on my list here, because I have a little list of topics that I'm going through, is League of Legends. Now, several of you guys voted for me to play a tank in League of Legends, and I've actually never really played a tank per se in League of Legends. And I've been trying to do some Alistar tanking, and I actually have a really good match. I got like 30 assists or some crazy stuff. It was like some really crazy stuff happening. The thing about League of Legends is that it's really hard to commentate and keep it interesting throughout, I don't know, a 40-minute match or something. So I either have to edit in highlights or something like that, and even that is hard to follow because the action doesn't always happen around your character. So it is pretty hard to commentate around League of Legends. I'm trying to figure out a way of how I'm going. I mean, basically, I don't want to just be another guy that does League of Legends stuff. I want to be able to do something different, like I did with Dark Souls. I want to be able to do something like Dark Souls for League of Legends, something like that. So one of the things that I will try to do is live commentating a match. We'll see how that goes. But I do have a couple of matches that I want to commentate on already where I am playing a tank like you guys have requested. I am listening. I do make polls and I do check everything out. So you guys did ask me to play a tank. I've been trying to play a tank. And let me just tell you, I love playing Alistar tank. And a lot of people are going to be like, what do you mean you love playing Alistar tank? Is there any other way to play it? Of course, there's support like I usually play him. But yeah, that's it about League of Legends. The other thing that I want to address is actually 3 games, and they're both like kind of interconnected because it's the 3 games that I spend most time working on, which is Dark Souls, Kingdoms of Amalur, and Skyrim. Okay, so let's start a little bit here with Dark Souls. Dark Souls definitely, despite, as I've mentioned previously, I didn't consider it to be an amazing success because it never really translated into massive views. It definitely seems to have generated the most dedicated people that watch my videos are definitely Dark Souls fans, and I've seemed to introduce a whole bunch of people to Dark Souls, and I think that's amazing. I've mentioned this before. I think I almost feel like I'm repeating myself because this has been mentioned in previous Rurikhan shows, but obviously, as I've also said, I do not want to perpetuate what I did with World of Warcraft, where I was playing just to make videos. So it's obvious to me that eventually Dark Souls will end, and I don't really want to. How should I put this? I don't really want to let you guys down, but I want you guys to be under no, illusion that it's like, oh, Rurikhan's just going to play Dark Souls for the rest of his life. It's not going to happen. So there will come a time where Dark Souls will end. I have currently no intentions of doing New Game Plus because, I've went through the same content twice. And personally, I still want to play some more, but I don't really want to do it, I don't really want to commentate over the playthroughs that I'm going to do. I might do a boss fight here and there, but what I'm trying to say is that don't expect me to do New Game Plus the same way I did New Game Plus. It's just not going to happen. But I'll address further up ahead how I'm going to make up to you guys for that. The other thing is I want to talk about Skyrim a little bit. So I have currently a poll in the website. You guys can go to Rurikhan.com, check it out. Thing about Skyrim is that the poll basically says, do you guys really enjoy the Skyrim playthroughs, or should I replace it with something else? And the reason for that is that, here's the thing. I've noticed view-wise that there's 2 games that, obviously the only real game that's getting any decent amount of views in my channel is Dark Souls. Kingdoms of Amalur is really not getting that much, and Skyrim is even getting less than Kingdoms of Amalur. And the thing that I've noticed is that Skyrim has been done to death, and Kingdoms of Amalur is being done to death. And basically, that's got me thinking, because despite the fact that I want to show all of these games and all of this stuff, I need to organize my time in order to be able to go outside every now and then. But I need to organize my time, and I need to organize the games that I'm going to cover. Now, I'm covering Dark Souls, Kingdoms of Amalur, and Skyrim. Granted, Dark Souls is about to end. I'm about 2 recordings away from finishing Dark Souls New Game Plus. You guys might not be aware of that because there's actually a couple of episodes backed up that you guys haven't seen yet. I think you guys are going to have some pleasant surprises. Or maybe not. Back to Skyrim, basically what happens is that it's really hard for me to make an interesting Skyrim episode. The recent 3 episodes that I've uploaded to Skyrim, those actually took quite a while to make because it's I'm going through and I have to edit every little piece of that there's nothing happening. And there's a lot of times in Skyrim, as most of you know, and as most of you actually mentioned in the feedback on YouTube and on my website, there's a lot of moments in Skyrim where there's absolutely nothing happening. And it's not a bad thing about the game. It's just that it's not as entertaining for the viewers to watch because there's nothing happening, which is the reason why I was chopping up those episodes, cutting down the moments where I was traveling, and then I have a little skirmish on the road, and then I cut it off again, and then I'm in a cave, and then I cut it off again, and then I'm at the top of the mountain. And there's a lot of cutting going in Skyrim, and I have to say, I'm not as passionate about Skyrim as I was about Dark Souls. That's for sure. It is an amazing game, Skyrim. It definitely is. I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Skyrim is an awesome game. It just doesn't seem to translate as well to my style of recording for some reason. And I can't point my finger at it either. I've had people telling me there's something wrong here, but we can't point our fingers at it. Me neither. It just seems that maybe there's not enough actions. I don't know. Maybe there's not enough action in the game. I don't know. All I know is that it's a game that I really enjoy and it's a game that I really want to play. But if I have to record it every time that I want to play it, it's also a pain in the ass for me because then I have to edit. I have to do all this other stuff. And then I go to YouTube and I notice that it doesn't really translate so well among my audience. And it's almost like double the incentive not to record it. So that's the reason why that poll is up there. I hope you guys will go there, vote on that poll. Currently, it has 3 options. Yes, we really do enjoy it. No, we don't. And no, please replace it with something else, which is currently what I have in mind to do. I really am considering replacing Skyrim with something else for my playthroughs. And yeah. Did I mention that it is actually harder to edit than all the other stuff that I'm doing? Because it is. Because I have it on the PC. And let me just tell you guys something about recording and editing. Console stuff, 100 times easier than PC stuff. Simply because I use an external capture card to capture stuff from the console. And on the PC, I have to use Fraps and take performance hits, and it generates like 200 files every time I do a session, which is a pain in the ass. But anyways, let's keep moving forward. The other game is obviously, as you guys all know, Kingdoms of Amalur. A lot of people seem to not enjoy Kingdoms of Amalur, and I'm actually surprised because I do enjoy it. And I don't understand why people don't enjoy Kingdoms of Amalur. I mean, it has amazing combat. It has, it has a lot of dialogue. And I know that a lot of people don't like the dialogue sections. But I have, how should I put this? I enjoy getting lost into Kingdoms of Amalur. It's just a really great experience. You're playing a game, you're immersed, you get lost in that game. And that is a good thing. I really, really like Kingdoms of Amalur. So Kingdoms of Amalur, despite the fact that there's some people that don't like it, I know that there's also a lot of people that do like it. So for the Kingdoms of Amalur, since I'm really passionate about that series, I am going to complete the Let's Play. So I'm sorry for people that don't want me to do Kingdoms of Amalur, but I am going to have other content for you, so don't you worry about that. I just wish you guys would check it out every now and then, because trust me, it is fun. And I am going to do a couple of Kingdoms of Amalur montages as well that you guys will be able to check out. And one of the reasons, a lot of people have complained that Kingdoms of Amalur also doesn't have as much action as Dark Souls. And that is the reason why the Kingdoms of Amalur playthroughs are actually longer. Like, if you guys noticed, most of my Dark Souls stuff hinges at about 20 minutes. Because basically what I try to do is I want to grab you guys' attention and I want people to watch the full thing. Because it's like a lot of people say, oh, upload longer, upload like 4 hours of playthrough. And I could do that. The problem is then I'd go to the video. There's graphics on YouTube Analytics and it would say like, oh, people have watched the first 10 minutes of your video. And after that, like only 20% watch the rest. Because yes, there are people that have not as long attention spans. Let's put it like that. And that is the reason why what I try to get away with on my Let's Plays is to make it as short as possible while still delivering a lot of content. And for Dark Souls, I've tried a lot of stuff. You guys might have noticed that a lot of my episodes had different timings, the very first ones. And I found the most successful one to be 20 minutes long because it's action, nonstop action. And you guys get a good portion of content in 20 minutes. And a lot of people watch it. It's not like a lot of people just watch halfway and stop. No, a lot of people actually watched the full thing. Now, on Kingdoms of Amalur, I understand that if I just do 20 minutes, it's a pain in the ass because there's not a lot of content there. Because it's just, maybe sometimes it's just me going through dialogues and whatnot, and there's not as much content there. So for Kingdoms of Amalur, I've increased it to 30 minutes, and I've even considered increasing it to 40 minutes. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do that or not, but for now, it's 30 minutes because that way you get more combat and you get a good mixture of action, combat, and all that stuff. So long story short about Dark Souls, Skyrim, and Kingdoms of Amalur is Dark Souls is in fact coming to an end. I'm going to see it through. Kingdoms of Amalur, I love it. I really hate the fact that a lot of you guys don't love it, because I really do love Kingdoms of Amalur. It's a great game. And I am going to see it through as well. Skyrim, on the other hand, at this point in time, I am more leaned towards replacing it with something else, because it's incredibly harder to edit than anything else that I'm doing. And it also seems not to be as well received by the community. And it is probably, out of the 3 titles, the one that I'm least passionate about. I mean, I really like it, but I'm not as passionate as I am about it for Dark Souls and Kingdoms of Amalur. So if I had to choose between these 3, I would probably go Dark Souls first, Kingdoms of Amalur second, Skyrim third. So that's the thing. Something that I've noticed, I've received a lot of you guys' feedback on YouTube, because I asked you guys, why don't you guys watch Kingdoms of Amalur and Skyrim and all that stuff? And a lot of you guys said that Dark Souls has a lot of action, and it's a unique game. Not a lot of people are covering Dark Souls, mostly because not a lot of people have the balls to do it. They just don't got the balls. You don't play Dark Souls, you ain't got the balls, son. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just straight from the heart here. I mean, people that don't play Dark Souls, they ain't got the balls. I mean, I know that there's people who don't own a console, and for those people, I've already done the whole thing to call attention to the Dark Souls for the PC petition, and I hope it actually gets passed, and I hope that they will eventually launch Dark Souls on the PC. I'm not sure if they will or not. If they do, it's definitely going to be something that From Software has never done. But yeah. The thing is, not a lot of people cover Dark Souls, and Dark Souls has a lot of action. It's not a lot of dialogue, not a lot of all that RPG stuff of inventory management, like, oh, I got to switch armors every 5. No, there's a lot of action in Dark Souls, and it's a really deep RPG in a way that there is a lot of that management stuff. Like, you manage your stats, you manage your inventory and all that kinds of stuff, but there's a lot more action than any other of these RPGs. And I think it's also the fact, in my opinion, I think it's also the fact that you guys know that at every single corner that you turn in Dark Souls, I can die. It's that simple. You go to Dark Souls, you turn around a corner, oh, something was here. I wasn't expecting it. Shit, I'm dead. So I think that is why Dark Souls is so much more popular than anything else. Anyways, so what have we got to announce apart from that? Now that we've gotten all that out of the way, what have we gotten to announce? For starters, there's going to be a new project that I'm going to be working on. It is a project that only involves boss fights. There is no inventory management. It's not really an RPG. It is more of an action game. It is a DLC title for the PlayStation 3. I'm not sure if it's available on Xbox or not, but I'm not going to say the name yet. But I am going to show some footage. Should come up around here somewhere, and I will be showing some footage of that. As I go through the show, you guys can just watch some of that every now and then, so that you don't have to stare at my ugly face every just like breaking up in here, so that you don't have to stare at my ugly face for the whole show. You can stare at the images of the game and whatnot. That is going to be something that I'm going to be dedicating some time into. I played it today for the first time. I believe that should actually be the footage that is showing up there. Should be the footage of what I've played today, and I have to say that I died. I just picked a random boss, went there, and I got my ass kicked, which is like something that immediately said, I need to do this. They've actually killed me in this video game. I must complete this thing. So yeah, that is going to be coming soon. And I have a couple of hypothetical projects which I would appreciate your input on. It will more than likely, I'm going to let the Skyrim poll run for a couple of days, and after that I'm going to put these hypothetical projects into the poll so that you guys can check out, give me your opinions on that. So one of the hypothetical projects that I'm pretty sure you guys are going to vote above everything else is actually, crap, I forgot to bring it here. Quick second. As I was saying, one of the hypothetical projects is, you guys might be familiar with this. I'm not sure if you would be familiar with something like this. I mean, I don't know. Would you? Would you guys be interested? I don't know. Just tell me. Would you guys be, something like this? Maybe doing something like this at the same style that I did for Dark Souls, so that a lot of you guys, those of you who are playing Dark Souls on the Xbox 360, might actually know the game that started it all. The game that I was so passionate about that I just decided, oh my God, Dark Souls, I just gotta do Dark Souls. This is the game that caused all of that. You know what's amazing? What's amazing is that the person that actually got me into this game had never really finished it. So I finished the game. I was playing with him, and I got so into the game that basically what we did was, like, every night we'd both connect onto PSN, and then we'd hook up our Skypes, because it's as you guys know, it's not easy to play multiplayer in Dark Souls. So Demon Souls, it wasn't easy either. However, in Demon Souls, you could lay down your what you call soapstone in Dark Souls. In Demon Souls, it was something else. I don't remember exactly what it was, but you could put that down anywhere in the world, and any other player in the whole world could go to the same spot as you and pick that up, and you could summon your friends reliably. And that's what we did. We would go through all of the bosses in the game and whatnot, just summoning each other at turns, and it was a lot of fun. Thing is, I played with him for a while, but this friend of mine is really unstable when it comes to games. He just switches games like he switches his underwear. So what happened was he kind of took a break from Dark Souls, and when he took a break, I was like, but I want to keep on playing from Demon Souls. And I was like, but I want to keep on playing. So I kept on playing, and I was like, I'll just play this one more level. I'll just do this one more boss. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, I just finished the game. Whoops. So yeah, I finished the game without him. And then what happened was I created another character. And after I created that other character, I went through with that character back to the same level where he was, and I basically grabbed him by the ear and okay, it's time to play Demon Souls, let's go. And I basically forced him to finish the game. When we got to the last boss, what I told him was okay, here's what you're going to do. You see that room over there? Go to the corner and don't move. I killed the last boss, and it was a lot of fun. Demon Souls was a lot of fun, and I think you guys will appreciate that. I'm pretty sure you're gonna vote like hell for that. The other project that I'm considering doing, and this is a project that is actually also very special to me. A lot of you might not understand how much I enjoy this game, because this is basically a mainstream game, and I seem to be one that always goes for underdogs. But there are a lot of mainstream games that I really do enjoy, and this thing right here, this is a project that I'm considering doing. So what I have here is, this is God of War 3, right? This is God of War, the first collection, 1 and 2. I've never been through them. I just bought them because I'm such an awesome God of War fan that the only one I've actually ever passed was God of War 3. And when I went back to go to God of War 1 at the time, I couldn't just go through it. And the thing is, there's also another one of these collections going out now, another one of these, which features the games from the PSP in high definition. And I've been looking around the internet. I did some research to see which is the correct timeline for each of the stories. And my plan was to just go through all of the stories in its correct timeline. So I would start with God of War Chains of Olympus. Then I would go to God of War 1, then God of War Ghost of Sparta, then God of War 2, and finally God of War 3. I am seriously considering doing this project. I think it would be a lot of fun. And it would give me an excuse to go ahead and play through every single God of War game in existence. However, this would take a long, long time. And that's why I'm asking you guys, what do you guys think about that? God of War, some God of War action? I'm not sure if I have some God of War footage or not, but if I do, it's going to be passing around somewhere in here. The other project that I'm considering, oh crap, I forgot yet another. Jesus Christ, I'm not paying any attention to the show. Be right back. And this project in particular is one that I really if I was to take on this project, this one is going to be a handful of work. And this is one of those underdog titles that I've kind of prefer over with, like let's say Demon Souls and Dark Souls. Those were all I consider those to be underrated games because they just are. They're amazing games, and I don't think they get the recognition they deserve. Because I mean, seriously, you mentioned Dark Souls, and you know a couple of people know Dark Souls. Then you mentioned Skyrim, and the whole fucking world knows about Skyrim. And I'm not hating on Skyrim, okay? Don't get this as acting as hating on Skyrim. I'm just saying that a lot of people almost feels to me like they just don't know enough about all of these games that are really amazing, and those games feel really underrated, like Dark Souls and Demon Souls. This is one of those games that I feel has been incredibly underrated, and the reason why it would actually be a lot of work to do this one is because it is a Wii title, and it does involve some motion, which would mean that I would have to capture myself playing and still do commentary and still be able to at least move my right hand freely, which with a microphone in my face is not that easy to like swing the Wiimote. You know what I'm saying? But here's the title. I'm not going to hold you guys anymore. Not going to keep you guys in suspense anymore. It is called No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle. Now, I've played the first of this game, and I've actually made a couple of videos on No More Heroes 2. And I played the first one. I finished the first one. I never really finished the second one because it was around the time that I got my PlayStation 3. And you guys know what it's like. I mean, going from the graphics of the Wii back to the graphics of the PlayStation 3. I mean, I'm not a big graphics whore, but 480p does kind of get my eyes bleeding a little bit. So that is the reason why I never actually finished No More Heroes 2. The reason why I wouldn't start with No More Heroes 1 is because I think a lot of people wouldn't watch it simply because the graphics are so bad. And it's like I said, I'm not a big graphics whore, but the graphics on No More Heroes 1 are like terribly bad. The story is amazing. The action is amazing. But the graphics are just so horrible. So I think I would start with No More Heroes 2. And this is one of the projects I'm considering. You guys are going to have to tell me your opinion on that. I think you can actually look it up on my website. Let me just double check that before I say it. If you do look up on my website, let's see. No More Heroes. Let me just double check to see I'm actually not saying a lie. Ooh, maybe I am lying. I can't seem to find it on the website. Weird. Well, I do believe that there's a video online somewhere of me playing No More Heroes, and if I find it, I'm going to put it in the description below. So that is another possibility of a hypothetical project that I'm considering. So just for a little recap here, the hypothetical projects that I'm considering on taking, this is hypothetical. I got a couple of projects that I'm going to mention below, which are the projects that I'm definitely going to be doing. So it's like stuff that I just completely get lost when I'm in the Rurikhan Show, but that's just the way things go. That is the reason why you watch this show to begin with, right? Come on. So anyways, you guys already know that one of the things that I'm definitely going to do all the way through is Dark Souls. The other thing that I'm definitely going to do all the way through is Kingdoms of Amalur. Something that I'm definitely going to be making a couple of videos on is League of Legends. As a matter of fact, I might even do some StarCraft 2, but not even going to start talking about StarCraft 2 because I suck so hard at that game that I'm not exactly sure what I could bring to you guys in the form of StarCraft 2 apart from you guys laughing at my face. But anyways, and those are stuff that I'm definitely going to see through and that I'm already working on. Now, there's projects that I'm going to be announcing in a couple of minutes that I'm going to be working on as soon as they come out. And then there's this hypothetical project, which is projects that I'm considering and that I will pick one to work on, one or maybe two. And those hypothetical projects are, like I said, No More Heroes 2, Desperate Struggle on the Wii, a full playthrough of all the God of War titles in existence in correct chronological order, and Demon Souls. Now, I already know that most of you are just going to say, Demon Souls! Give us Demon Souls! But consider all of these projects, and let me know which ones would you like to see most. Okay, and now that we've gone through the hypothetical projects, let's talk a little bit about projects that I'm definitely going to be cover once they come out. Dragon's Dogma. I just wanted to reiterate that I'm definitely going to be covering Dragon's Dogma. A lot of people are like, oh my god, Dragon's Dogma is amazing. It looks awesome. As a matter of fact, I think that some of you even said that it looked better than Dark Souls, and I'm going to have to say, whoa, 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 chill. Better than Dark Souls? There's only one thing that's going to be better than Dark Souls. That's going to be Dark Souls 2 or Demon Souls 3. So, just saying. And, yeah, definitely going to be covering Dragon's Dogma. It's shaping up to be a great game. Too bad the multiplayer was a little bit disappointing, because if it had good multiplayer, I'm pretty sure I could have convinced Sidestrafe to come along with me for the ride. But with the multiplayer being as it is, which is less than impressive, I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to be able to convince him. If you guys are wondering, well, what's Dragon's Dogma multiplayer about? Well, you're going to create these minions. You're going to have a couple of minions with you. And, I mean, I don't know why I call them minions. They're basically mercenaries. Like, let's say, you know, Guild Wars 1, you would hire mercenaries in each town. You're going to have these, and you're going to be able to make one that's going to be your main one. They're called pawns in this game. And that main one, you're going to be able to share it with the whole world, which means that people will be able to recruit your pawn and do bosses using your pawn. And I just think that, yeah, sure, it's kind of cool, but I mean, why can't I just play with another player? Why do I have to play with another player's pawn who is AI controlled? Why can't I just play with a friend? I mean, yeah, sure, it's kind of cool, but I'm sorry. If they're trying to go for the, you know, for being the, oh, it's an original, innovative multiplayer, you know, like Dark Souls. I'm sorry. Dark Souls multiplayer is 100 times better than that, because you actually play with other players. You don't play with AI controlled companions, which other players created, and you get to be invaded. I don't think you get to be invaded in Dragon's Dogma. And that's one of the main things about Dark Souls 2 that I really love, is the adrenaline that every single time you can get invaded by someone else and get your ass handed to you. It's like playing an MMO in a PvP server, you know? There's that adrenaline rush. You always know that at any time someone can jump you and kill you, and it's another player, it's not an NPC. It just misses a little bit of that rush, Dragon's Dogma, that's the thing. Another project that I'm definitely going to be covering is Guild Wars 2, as you all should know by now. I've actually been playing Guild Wars 1. I might make a video about it or whatever. I'm doing the Halls of Monument stuff to get a couple of items and whatnot once Guild Wars 2 comes out. And I'm having some fun with it. It's actually really refreshing. Like, I know that a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but the other day I went and I was just like, okay, I need to take a break. I took a little break, and I was like, okay, I'm going to play some SWTOR. I'm going to level up my character in SWTOR a little bit, because a couple of people want me to do SWTOR videos. So I go to SWTOR, start leveling. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so bored. So I get out and I'm like, okay, so what am I going to do now? I actually hopped on to Guild Wars 1, and I don't know what to say. It was like going back to the old days, because the character that I still play in Guild Wars 1 is 6 years old. I've been playing that same, I mean, every time that I play Guild Wars, I pretty much play that same character. It is 6 years old. It's still there. It's the first character I've ever created in Guild Wars. And I just was thinking to myself, wow. Why did they even keep it there? I mean, I hardly ever played Guild Wars. Why didn't they just delete my character? And it's just amazing, you know? So yeah, I went back and I played a little Guild Wars, and I had a lot of fun. So yeah, Guild Wars 2, definitely one of the projects that I'm going to be covering. And the other one is also, a couple of people have been asking me, are you going to cover Diablo 3? Yes, I'm going to cover Diablo 3. Although I have to say that I'm almost doing it under protest, because I've played the beta with an account that someone loaned me some time ago. and it was extremely disappointing. As a matter of fact, if you're watching this Rurikhan show on my website, I'm going to have a couple of videos below this one, which are Diablo videos that I did a long time ago, and you guys can check those out just in case you're interested. I showcase all of the classes in those videos, so you can just check it out at the website, Rurikhan.com. Just look for Rurikhan Show number 22, and all of that stuff should be there. I believe that's everything I had to cover topic-wise, so time for comments, baby. Okay, community comment question number 1. This one was by Slybot. Those back-to-back heals at the beginning made me lol. Loved the vid. Are you going to do New Game Plus Plus? I'm sorry, but no. Like I said, I have no intention of covering Dark Souls New Game Plus Plus the same way that I did New Game Plus. Where we go from here is up to you guys, really. I mean, I've given you plenty of choices of stuff that we're going to be covering in the future and that we will be covering soon, so just whatever. The main reason why I posted this comment here is because it asked, are you going to cover New Game Plus Plus? I have no intentions of doing it. Next up, by Lickanoid. Lickanoid says, hey Ruri, I'm kind of a person to get right to the point and want to know your thoughts on the upcoming MMORPG Guild Wars 2. Your vids are amazing though, and I love your voice. Okay, thank you. So, regarding Guild Wars 2, what do I think about Guild Wars 2? Whoa, smack my mic. Don't move, Mike, I'll smack you. What do I think about Guild Wars 2? I think that Guild Wars 2 is going to be the MMO of 2012. I really do. If they deliver upon everything they promise on their website, I think it's going to be like the MMO of 2012. And I also think that, I mean, for starters, they said it's going to be a full-blown MMO. It's not going to be like Guild Wars 1 where there's like instance, there's like a city and then everything else is instance. No, they say that it's going to be consistent world MMO. And the main thing that drew me in was the event system, which, if you guys don't know, I've actually already covered this like almost a year ago, but there's the event system. And what happens with the event system is that quests are actually happening. You don't go pick up a quest from someone with exclamation point on top of his head and then deliver it when they have an interrogation point on top of his head. It's like you actually, like, let's say, okay, there's minotaurs attacking a city. There's actually minotaurs attacking a city. They're not like sitting outside, just like, you know, killing, not even killing stuff, just sitting outside idle, not doing anything somewhere next to the city. They're actually like going to be attacking the city, taking positions, taking over the city, killing NPCs. I mean, if I start talking about Guild Wars 2, it's going to take the rest of the show. So let me just tell you, you asked for my opinion on Guild Wars 2. Basically what happens is if they deliver on everything they say on the website, it's definitely going to be the MMO of 2012. It is going to just wreck everything. It's going to destroy all the other MMOs. This is my personal opinion. Could be wrong. You never know. Next up, we have Dracovar on Kingdoms of Amalur, my very first episode of Kingdoms of Amalur, and he says, hello, I'm loving the new type of intro you've been doing lately with this playthrough and the newest Dark Souls video. And yeah, the sound delay is quite annoying. Bye. I've actually didn't notice, I mean, I wasn't expecting people to notice the intros that much. It's something that I really worked on a little bit, which is to put intros, like you put a little bit of video, then you put the intro, and then you put the rest of the video. Because it's like TV series do. I think I've mentioned this before in 21 maybe, I don't know. Because it's like what TV series do, and I thought that would be cool if I kind of tried doing the same thing. I just didn't really think that people would notice, and obviously Dracovar noticed. So I'm glad you noticed it. And you also noticed that there's a little bit of sound delay on Kingdoms of Amalur. I don't know why. It's not editing. It's actually as I'm playing, there's a delay on the sound. Like I'll smack something, like really with the hammer, like nothing will happen. And then after a while, after, you know, a couple of milliseconds or something, you'll hear like an explosion of fire of the hammer actually beating on someone. And it's like, There's a little sound delay there. I hope they fix that in the future patch or something, but okay. Thank you very much for your comment, Dracovar. Next up, we have Blue Timmy 24. And he was commenting on my latest Rurikhan Show scumbag beta key distribution. And he says, love the video, Rurikhan. I totally agree about beta keys. You should totally have one for Guild Wars 2. Goddamn right, ArenaNet. Where's my beta key? Game looks sick. This is less of a question, more of a request to something you mentioned. Please go back to play Demon Souls. I freaking love that game, and to have your commentary on it would be awesome. Well, it is one of the hypothetical projects, so you never know. Just leave me a comment below this video, and I'll try to add everything up and whatever. And look to the website, because soon there's going to be a poll for the hypothetical projects, and we'll see which ones are the most voted. So yeah. Next up, we have, oh wait, I forgot something. He said, glad I found you on YouTube, massive fan now. Okay, thanks, Blue Timmy 24, peace. Next up, we have Gerald Allah, or Gerald Allah. I think I keep slaughtering this guy's name for some reason. And he says, hey Ruri, thank you for commenting on the link to Tim Schafer's project. You got the point right. It's not about making a game in a special genre. It's about passing by the publisher and allow developers to let their visions come true. Exactly, that's what I mentioned. Speaking about that, this kind of greedy attitude let me turn away from World of Warcraft. The first videos I saw from you, because this striving for money is so obvious. The 4.3 raid is full of recycled boss models, and even one arena is completely copy and paste. But the new pet in the pet store is brand new and detailed model, so you can easily figure out where the effort and money is going. This is actually a really, really interesting point, because I haven't kept up to date with World of Warcraft news, and I just think, look, this is someone who plays or played World of Warcraft giving their opinion. This is not me. This is someone, this is Gerald Allah giving his opinion, okay? And look what he says here. I'm going to read it again just to make sure that everyone understands. The 4.3 raid is full of recycled boss models, and even one arena is completely copy and paste. But the new pet in the pet store is brand new and detailed model, so you can easily figure out where the effort and money is going. So basically what he says here, in my opinion, is basically Blizzard wants all of your money. They just don't want your subscription, because I mean, they've already got you by the balls with a subscription, is what it looks like, because they're just spewing out recycled content. They were already doing it when I was there, and it seems that it's even worse now, according to what Gerald Halla says. And then they just put all of their development efforts on the pet store, so that besides getting you by the balls on that subscription money, they want the rest of your money for fucking sparkle ponies. And this is probably stuff that you cannot get in the game. So you're paying for a subscription where you can't get all of the items in the game, and you have to go to the store to get all of the rest. I don't know what to say about that. Anyways, continuing on, he says, I think you're right regarding the distribution of beta keys. They should support fans and not try to spread them for the best results to the bigger sites which give crap about game X. You mean kind of like IGN doesn't really give a fuck about Dark Souls? Just saying. I mean, nice try, IGN. Nice try. And then he goes on to say, man, Dragon's Dogma looks really cool. I just fell in love with that game after the trailer. I would love to have an MMORPG in that or Dark Souls style. No, dude. These are not supposed to be MMORPGs. Don't make everything an MMORPG. There's other good game styles out there besides MMOs. So, well, get some more sleep and take care. Cheers from Germany. Oh, from Germany. Jesus Christ. I can't even do a proper accent at this point. Anyway, say hi to TDB when you meet him. Terry and Bezball. Make sure to say hi to him when you meet him, Gerald. Thanks for your comment, Gerald. Next up, we have Knight. And Knight has this to say, I'm so glad someone else is calling out all of these so-called reviewers who have no idea what the game is about or how it works. As a huge fan of the Ninja Gaiden series since the first one, I'm disgusted by all the big name companies who don't even know what the basic premise of the third series is, and yet reviewers like IGN and others are somehow getting the demo of the game before the actual fans. It's irritating. It's extremely poor reviews like these that hurt the reputation of good companies like Team Ninja. Sorry for the rant, haha, but I'm just throwing my opinion out there. By the way, just register to your website and it's awesome. Keep it up. Okay, now, in all honesty, I don't follow Ninja Gaiden. However, I do have to say that I do have Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma, and I know that it is supposedly an easier version than the original Ninja Gaiden. And here's the thing, though. That game is hard. It is hard. It's not like Dark Souls where a lot of people say, oh, Dark Souls is incredibly hard. It's the hardest game of the... It's actually not, because once you know the mechanics, it's pretty straightforward. Ninja Gaiden is hard. I've played Ninja Gaiden 2, and I've played it all the way in normal difficulty, which is, I think, there is no easy. It's like there's normal and there's night, or so. I don't remember exactly what the game's mode were. I know that there were 2 game modes, and there's normal and there's something else which is slightly, which is not slightly, which is harder. I've played through it on normal and Ninja Gaiden 2, and I still took a long ass time to beat Ninja Gaiden 2. So Ninja Gaiden definitely has my respect. Team Ninja has my respect. And I honestly don't know what Ninja Gaiden 3 is all about, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be someone out there just like me who's getting fucked in the ass because they're not big enough to get a demo or whatever of Ninja Gaiden 3. I'm pretty sure that's the case. And I feel sorry, but it's just, I'm in the same situation, you know. It's just, it's retarded, because there could be actual people who are passionate about Ninja Gaiden 3, making videos about Ninja Gaiden 3, and they're not doing it because they give everything out to IGN and to all these other companies that really don't matter, because it's like all they do is they grab it, they get the first spot, and whatever they get to be the first ones, and that's it. They exploit the massive amount of hits that they can get in their website, and then they're done. They're like, is it over? It's like, is the period over? Okay, I'm done. Bye, peace. It's like, for instance, Dark Souls. I started playing Dark Souls. I started doing my Let's Plays after a lot of people had already started, which is why my Let's Plays never really picked up as hard as people like, let's say, Ghost Robo or who was the other guy, or IGN. That's why my Let's Plays never really took off. But the thing is, I kept on doing it. And I even did New Game Plus because I'm a fan of the game. I want to cover this. I wanted to cover Dark Souls as much as I possibly could. But I mean, obviously, there has to be a time where I have to end my coverage. But the thing is, look at how long I've been covering Dark Souls. Look at how long IGN covered Dark Souls. Yeah, that's right. Look at how long IGN's going to cover Ninja Gaiden 3. It's going to be amazing. It's going to cover it for like fucking 5 minutes and be done with it. So yeah, thank you very much for your comment, Knight. Next up, we have one from email. And oh my God, this is a pretty long comment. So I'm actually, email, I'm sorry, I'm not going to read through the whole comment. Is like really, really big. I'm just going to answer your question. So he has 3 questions for me. So first thing he says, Ceciline, unfortunately don't know the exact name of your girlfriend, fiance. Well, I'm not going to say a real name. I'm not sure if she wants me to say her real name in video or not, but what you're trying to say is her nickname. It's Senslin. It's with an S. It's spelled Senslyn. Senslin. And you say, Senslin, is she still with you? Still playing World of Warcraft? I remember she played World of Warcraft back with you in 2009, 2010. Her life is okay, job, health, financial stability. Nobody asked about her. This isn't polite. I'm here to save the problem, of course. Well, Senslin is fine health-wise. Financial, we're both fucked because there's no jobs to do in Portugal, apparently. Nobody wants to hire anyone, so she can't really get a job. Our financial stability is shitty at best. And apart from that, yeah, we're still together. She doesn't really play World of Warcraft. I don't know why. I'm sure she wants to, but she doesn't. It's like I keep telling her, look, you want to play World of Warcraft? Play World of Warcraft. But for some reason, she doesn't play it. It's almost like, oh, you're not playing it, so I don't want to play it either. But it's like, I don't care. She can play World of Warcraft if she wants. It's just I actually keep bringing it up. I tell her, you want to play World of Warcraft? Play it. I don't care. But she doesn't do it, so I don't know. So yeah, that's it about Senslin, I guess. Your second question is, your BMW E38 X3, what engine does it have? 2.0 liter or 3 liter diesel? The maintenance is expensive. How the car behaved so far? Fuel consumption, because of the financial crisis and because it is a premium car, it depreciates faster. Now, BMW X3, it's a very, very attractive SUV because of the price. Okay, so first of all, the car that I have, you guys can check out in my old channel, youtube.com/Rurikhan. In that old channel, you will actually see a couple of videos where I was in my car and I filmed my car and whatever. Those were in the days where I actually still worked instead of just doing videos. And what kind of engine does it have? I honestly don't understand the first thing about cars, but I think it's a 2 liter engine. Is the maintenance expensive? Yes, way too much. How the car behaved so far, it's running fine. I'm pretty much the only person that drives it, so it's almost brand new. Fuel consumption, well, I basically started, how should I put this? I started driving slower to consume less fuel, basically is what I've done. So the fuel consumption right now is at 8.7 liters every 100 kilometers, I think. Yeah, it's 8.7 per 100 or something like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And regarding the price, it was actually, I actually bought the car when I quit my job like 2 years ago. And the reason why I actually bought the car is because it was really, really cheap. I mean, put this in picture. 2 years ago, my car was 2 years newer. I think my car was bought in like 2006, I think. So in 2010, my car was 4 years old, but the only person that had ever driven my car was me. And since I was the only one who had ever driven that car, obviously I kept the car in pristine condition. It was a company car, but I was the only person who drove it. So it was like almost like brand new. And they offered to sold it to me for 12,000 euros. And I said, yeah, I'll buy that. I bought it when I left my job. And I have no plans of selling it or anything like that because it is obviously an amazing car. I got it really cheap and I've been the only person who ever drove it, so it's practically brand new. However, the maintenance is a little bit expensive. Not to mention the insurance and all that other stuff that you got to pay for your car. So yeah. 3, how is Portugal handling the financial crisis? Painful austerity measures or better than Spain? Do you live in Lisbon? How is the perspective of a decent life in your area? I don't live necessarily in Lisbon. I live close to Lisbon. I think it's like 30 kilometers away from Lisbon. I live in this area called Palmela. Not really Palmela, it's something called Pinhal Novo, which is close to Palmela, which is close to Setúbal. So if you guys want to look up the map, you look up Pinhal Novo, that's where I live. How is the, what was it here? How is the perspective of a decent life in your area? Not so hot. Not so hot right now. Regarding painful austerity measures, I mean, I don't keep up to date with the news because it's just a whole bunch of bullshit. But the thing is, apparently some time ago, the government says, oh, everyone's going to have to work half an hour extra or something like that. And I was thinking, dude, I work Sundays. I work, what's it called? I work on holidays. I work on Sundays. I work on Saturdays. I work from like 10 in the morning to 2 in the a.m. I mean, to me, it doesn't really make that much of a difference because my work is my passion. Making videos is like, I'll make videos from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, and I'll enjoy every minute of it because that's just the way I am about this, let's call it, job that I have. So, I mean, for other people that aren't doing something like what I'm doing, yeah, pretty much everyone's screwed. People that were in their real jobs and whatnot, I mean, A lot of people have been fired. A lot of people are just like surviving on unemployment and unemployment pay, I mean. And it's just, the situation is just pretty crappy at this point. Also, I think the government's trying to get rid of a couple of holidays and whatnot. So, yeah, it's not so hot in Portugal right now. I mean, it's not like Portugal is an awesome place to live to begin with. I mean, here's the thing about Portugal. I've actually been asked this question recently, which was, do you really hate it that much in Portugal? Here's the thing. I like the country. I like some of the people, like the people I know and the people I hang out with. I like those people. I fucking hate the government. I can't stand a single person in the government. There's not a single honest person in Portuguese government. Not a single one. Our president, what a joke. It's a joke. I might get killed for that, can't I? I could actually get killed for that or something like that. I better be freaking careful, especially because I just said where I live and everything. They're going to come hunting for me soon. But I just think that pretty much everyone in our government is just a joke. There's not a single decent person there. Everybody that goes there, all they want is money. And whenever they leave there, they get sent to be off CEOs of some company where they don't do anything and they receive a paycheck in the order of like $15,000. And you guys are like, oh, he's exaggerating. I'm exaggerating? Trust me, I've been in a company where the guy who was managing the company, he wasn't even part of the company. Okay? He wasn't legally part of the company. And trust me, he was banking. He was really banking. I know this for a fact. He was really banking. I mean, but unfortunately I can't really speak all that much about that, but oh, and like, when I say he was banking, I'm talking like the guy not only was banking, like he would just like, oh, it's Friday. I don't feel like coming to work today. He wouldn't come to work on Fridays. Or he would come to work in the morning, leave in the afternoon. It was like, oh, peace. And it was just, I mean, I really want to get into this, but I honestly can't because it could involve legal processes and all kinds of crazy stuff around me if I was to get into this kind of stuff. But it's trust me, corruption for the win in Portugal. That's what we got here. Corruption all over the fragging place. Next up, we have one by Maniac in Blue, which I just thought I had to read again. I didn't pre-read this one because I really wanted. If you guys remember, it was that comment that was all like gangsta. That's what I'm going to read. I'm going to read it again. Let's see. Let's see what Maniac in Blue has to say this time. I'm going to try reading in gangsta voice. Was cracking Big Con, hoping... What? I just got stuck right at the start. What's cracking, Big Con? I hope it's not your nuts, cause if you needs to get checked ASAP, just messing with you, OGK. No, I have a big ass love and respecto for you. I just finished watching your last bomb ass arcade show, and I'm cracking my motherfucking self too. How G I am. Don't worry, dog. Whenever you feel like a motherfucking rag, I'll be there to pump you up. Gang shows. From here's and out, I'll making a blood in and blood out oath to be in most your bomb ass shows to keep a high power gang atmosphere. Whenever you are down, homie, just like my big dog Bill Withers say, lean on me. Anyways, big homie, I also have a piece of motherfucking advice to that motherfucking pussy that's signed as anonymous. If he ever comes to the big West Coast, I'll stomp him in the nuts. Sorry, Big K. Just get so motherfucking pissed with pussy motherfucking cock sucking bastard cowards that piss their pants by not signing their shit. Come on, Nesse, come clean and sign your shit if you have beef with the Big Con. Piece of motherfucking, probably an IGN cocksucker, no doubt. From here on out, anyone who disses my homie K without signing their sign will be on my motherfucking hit list. I mean, criticism is cool as you put your motherfucking name so we can engage in a bomb-ass debate. Well, at least that's what I think Big K thinks. Me is just stomp 'em in the nuts till they agree with my law. Just cracking G's. I also like debate. You know, mano, cara type of shit. Well, that's big boss. My motherfucking time is over in this joint because I have to hit the club with my lady. Expect more from your boy in blue in the motherfucking future, no doubt. So see you guys in the motherfucking next one. G. Man, Maniac in Blue, you're awesome, dude. Dude, I think I always gotta read at least one of your comments, and it's just amazing. Oh man. Oh, and say, oh wait, I gotta be careful the way I say this, because the way I say this might actually sound wrong. I was gonna say hi to your lady for me, but I mean that actually sounds wrong. I mean, say hi to your lady for me in a good way, okay? Not an insulting way, because I don't want to get my nuts stomped, okay? You're awesome, Maniac in Blue. Oh my god. Next up, we have another comment by Slybot. And he commented on Rurikhan Show scumbag beta key distribution. You mad, brusky? Lol, joking anyways. I think the companies distribute the beta keys to big companies because they know people will watch their coverage. Like you said, if their videos are top viewed, it will pique interest and the game company will make more money. By the way, you sing like an angel, do I? By the way, again, I think you should give me that beta key because I know you love me and I'm dying to play Diablo 3 and love Diablo 2, so I think I would love that game as well. Well, actually, Slybot, you seem to be the only one who's interested in the Path of Exile beta key, so I'm gonna, right after I'm done with the show, I'm gonna log into my Path of Exile beta and hook you up with the key. I'll email it to you or send you a private message to the website. I don't know. I'll figure something out. I'll send you the key for you to try it out. Next up, we have a comment by Freeman. Hi, Rurik. Please come play the game Dragon Age Origins of Dwarf Warrior. A very interesting game, very interesting non-linear story of the dwarves. I would like you to record a couple of videos about this game. It's wonderful. Perhaps Dragon Age Origins is the most interesting RPG in last years. P.S. Keep on working. Love your videos. Actually, in case you weren't aware, I already finished Dragon Age Origins twice. Yep. I just never really did any videos about it, but I finished Dragon Age Origins twice. I've played it. The first time I've played it, I think it was in, I'm not sure. I know that it has two difficulty settings. I think it's Nightmare and Hardcore or Hardcore and Nightmare. I don't know. But basically there's like the hardest setting and the one before that. So the first time I played through the game, I played it with the one before the hardest one. Second time I played the game, I played it on the hardest setting of all. Always played a dwarf, and it was I think I played the two origins. I think I played the dwarf, the lowly dwarf, the guy that's like a thief and whatever, and then I played the other one. I played the rich dwarf, and I thought it was really cool. And that was one of my major disappointments in Dragon Age 2. Can't play a dwarf. Really? Can't play a dwarf? Come on. I was so sad because then I basically couldn't relate at all to the game, and I bought the game, and the only thing I've done with Dragon Age 2 is actually I played through Mass Effect 2 that I got because it was a promotion that EA was giving out, that if you bought Dragon Age 2 you'd get Mass Effect 2 for free, and the only thing I got out of that deal apparently is Mass Effect 2 because I haven't touched Dragon Age 2 yet. So yeah, thanks for your comment, Freeman. Next up we have Rad Van Dam. Is or was the Skyrim series a popular one? I find the pacing of the game makes for a dull watch. It's also so much of the same. I can admit there's the occasional awesome moment, but for the most part, it loses its charm after you've seen it several more times. Maybe Dark Souls has just spoiled me. I find the constant action and intensity far more satisfying than Skyrim's bland, repetitive combat. No, I don't really think that my Skyrim series in particular ever really took off. That might be a problem. I don't know. Next up, we have The Ghost Who Walks. Interesting development. It seems to... Oh yeah, this was in the Wing Commander saga. He says, interesting development. It seems to be built on the old Descent Free Space 2 engine. That was a good game for me, and to see a Wing Commander implementation is very nice. How the heck did you ever get the beta to this game? This is the funny part. How did I ever get the beta to the Wing Commander saga? Well, basically, the two people that I've thanked at the start of the video, Andreas Schmidt and Anton Romaniuk, apparently they were fans of my Dark Souls Let's Play. And they've even said that they love me and they hate me at the same time because I've kept them awake, victims of one more episode syndrome. So I thought that was really cool. But basically, the developers of Wing Commander Saga, two of them at least, used to watch my Dark Souls playthroughs, and that's how I got in the beta of Wing Commander Saga, which actually is going to be coming out of beta pretty soon, and I'm going to make a video announcing that. I actually already have the final version of the game. You guys have to wait, and I don't. Yeah, thank you for your comment. The Ghost Who Walks. Next up, from Stromwolf. Stromwolf says, in my Dark Souls Ariamis video, Ariamis Undead Dragon and Jeremiah video, sup game bro, still doing your new game plus on Dark Souls boss? Just wanted to comment on a few things. I was gaming on the other day Skyrim and found myself absently blurting out phrases like get smacked, oh hello good sir, and everything and anything to the face. Reflecting on this makes me appreciate your Let's Play series even more. You're honestly totally to the moment and not watering down any of your thoughts, and I think that's why so many watch, fervorously checking for new content. You're not trying to be like all the other D-bags commentating on videos, trying to act cool while in the background their mom is knocking on the door telling them dinner is ready. Just wanted to say thank you and to the face. Okay, thank you for that, Stromwolf. Next up, we have Ammon6, who's commenting on one of my Kingdoms of Amalur videos. And he says, she looks ready, oh Ruri. And bro, I don't know if you read any of my comments yet, but you don't have to listen to the person say where the place is again. It's just in case you forgot. Just saying, love the episode Shield Slam. Got some tips for you, bro. You can click triangle to see the local area map. Saw you were trying to look in the cave, but yeah, if you want to press triangle after you click see the world map, definitely agree with the DLC stuff. It's bullcrap. I mean, why even play the game when you buy weapons and armor? I mean, it's ridiculous. They should just go explore and get... They should just go explore and you get just as good weapons that way too. Just another way they make money from suckers. Oh, and lastly, you should join the House of Ballads and do all their quests. You'll see it will be way more challenging experience. The enemies are harder and you fight crazy looking monsters and it's intense. Really advise you to do it. Bro fist. Bro fist. I actually did do a couple of House of Ballads stuff recently. So I probably am joining the House of Ballads. Regarding DLC, yeah, definitely DLC is getting a ridiculous point, and I might actually make a video just dedicated to explaining why DLC is getting to a ridiculous point. Thanks for your comment, MN6. Next up, we have Joel Awesome. Joel Awesome says, "Hey, Rui, been looking forward to this vid." Oh yeah, this is in the Mass Effect 2 final moments. "Hey, Rui, been looking forward to this vid. It was awesome. I'll forgive you for romancing Tali." Forgive me, dude. I've had a crush on Tali since Mass Effect 1. And you couldn't romance Tali in Mass Effect 1. So as soon as I got the option in Mass Effect 2, I was like, fuck yeah! I might cope some heat for this, but I found her boring and wanted her to die. Okay, no. Yeah. Did you just say that, Joel Awesome? Did you? Okay, that's it, dude. You're fucked now. It's over. Oh, no. You think I'm fucking around? No. This ain't gonna stay like this. Yo, hello, Maniac in Blue. Okay, here's what you're gonna do, bro. You're gonna have to have a word with this guy over here called Joel Awesome. He said that he found Tali boring and wanted her to die. I want you to smack them nuts. That's what you're gonna do. Thanks, bro. See you later. There. That's it. You're fucked now. It's over for you. No, seriously though. I can understand why some people would find Tali boring. Personally, I really liked the character of Tali. So yeah, and in the end he says, "Peace, bro," to the face. So thank you very much for that, Joel Awesome. Next up, we have Red Van Dam. And he says, "You killed Garrus." This was in the Mass Effect videos as well. Can I recommend not using that save game since Garrus is a playable character in Mass Effect 3? And yes, any non-loyal squad mates will die or get someone else killed. I believe Jack only works if you buy her upgrade too. Speaking about the game, I found Mass Effect 2 was a much better game than Mass Effect 1, even though a lot of the RPG mechanics were stripped away. The camera work, dramatic storytelling, cutscenes, and truthfully combat was much better in Mass Effect 2. Honestly, Mass Effect 2 is a lot better than Mass Effect 1 because a lot of the time that I spent in Mass Effect 1 was inventory management. It's like I'd finish a mission, I'd go to my ship and it's like, okay, now I gotta go here. Okay, I got an upgrade on this machine gun. Okay, here you go, Garrus, here you go, Rex, here you go. I would have to go through all of my teammates and then sell all the gear they weren't using and make sure that I had all the upgrades right. In Mass Effect 2, I very rarely had to do that, and I am pleased that I barely had to do that because there was a lot of inventory management in Mass Effect 1. It still had the customization of your character through the point system, which I thought was perfect. I didn't really miss a lot of the RPG elements that got stripped away from Mass Effect 1, in all honesty. And yeah, I agree that the camera works, dramatic storytelling, and cutscenes were spot on, amazing. The game is a work of art, which is when I finished it, I felt, no, I just got to do something with this game. I got to do something. And that's why I did the Final Moments series. I got lost. I'm sorry, I've been speaking for an hour and 20 minutes now. So yeah, I did get lost. Sorry about that. Anyways, Red Van Dam said, he also said that I killed Garrus and I should not use that save game. Actually, as much as it pains me, I feel that going back and doing the choices again to save Garrus, I feel that's cheap. Because it's like I made my decisions. And one of the consequences is Garrus died. And I just have to live with it. Because, I mean, if you go back and save him, I mean, eventually, like, I could just go back and save the council as well and just go back and change a whole lot of other stuff that I did. But I think that the game feels a lot more impactful if you do not change your choices. And I didn't kill Garrus. Fucking Jack killed Garrus. And I'm glad she died. Bitch. Anyways, next comment is also from Red Van. Jesus Christ, I got like 3 in a row from Red Van Dam here. Holy crap. Next comment also by Red Van Dam. Actually, I'm going to delete one of your comments, Red Van Dam. Sorry, because I've already addressed it at length. The whole thing about Kingdoms of Amalur, Dark Souls, and all that stuff. I've already addressed that at length in this episode, and I do need to start thinking about wrapping it up. So I'm going to delete one of your comments. So you get one more, and that's it. So Red Van Dam says, actually, you're going to get 2 more. Fuck! Dude, have you been spamming the website? He has been spamming the website. Oh, my God. But like I said, you're going to get 1 more and that's it. So Red Van Dam says, sup Big K, next con show you should talk a bit about DLC. Specifically what you think of day 1 DLC that's released on the same day as the game is released. For instance, both Mass Effect 2 and 3 have extra DLC characters available the same day the game is released. Not only those, and this is me talking now, not only those, but also Dragon Age. I'm not sure if Dragon Age 1 had it, but Dragon Age 2 definitely had it. Do you think this is a greedy attempt to rip off consumers, or do you side with the devs that say when the game is complete, they immediately switch gears and work on DLC that can be available on release day? I find the latter to be a complete crap. You can't plan and develop that level on content that fast unless you had plans to do it, while the main game is still in production. And if that's the case, it's content the devs hold hostage until the consumer pays for it. Much respect. You are 100% correct. And if you notice, a little bit of a tendency that goes on here is that usually the company behind this day 1 DLC, who is it? It's Electronic Arts. Electronic Arts are the ones usually doing this kind of stuff. And in all honesty, I just think that it's pathetic. It's reached a level that it's just ridiculous, and they're getting away with it because people buy it. And I'm actually really glad that there's one person that I really respect on YouTube, and that is his YouTube channel is Total Halibut. He's called Total Biscuit. Everybody knows Total Biscuit. I really respect Total Biscuit because he brings a lot of these issues to the public, and he stays true to what he does. And he is protesting against Mass Effect 3 because of all that bullshit that you just said there. And I share his opinion completely, especially on the case of Mass Effect 3, because it is day one DLC and the character just happens to be a Prothean. Oh, I'm sorry. It's like, is it a big deal that there's a Prothean who's alive and can be a squad mate and has a storyline? Is it a big deal to Mass Effect? Is it? Well, what do you fucking think? Of course it's a goddamn big deal. Seriously? It's like one of the main central plotline races, the Protheans, and it's going to be a day one DLC character. I mean, seriously, if that character does not have a storyline that it is so enthralled into the Mass Effect storyline, if that character's storyline is not like completely in depth with the rest of Mass Effect 3, then BioWare is doing something wrong, which obviously they aren't, which basically means that you have to get that DLC. When you get Mass Effect 3, you have to buy it. You're forced to buy it. It's basically EA saying, oh, here's the game, and why don't you give us $10 more? And you're like, but why? So that we give you the rest of the fucking game. That's how scumbag they are. I fucking hate it. And I might even make some kind of an episode of something of me just talking about DLC. That's how bad I'm pissed off about that situation right there. Anyways, next up we have Mega Deluxo, and he says, hey Con, it's sad to hear you'll be wrapping up Dark Souls soon, but it's been really great watching your coverage of the game. I think you bring a lot of humor added to your encyclopedic knowledge of Dark Souls. It makes my first stop for finding how to get past certain sections. But all good things must end, and while you won't be covering DS for much longer, I'm definitely going to keep checking your videos for Dragon's Dogma. Consider me a steadfast fan, regardless of what games you cover. Keep up the great work, Con. Let me just suggest that you watch Kingdoms of Amalur, because a lot of people seem to not like it all that much, but I hope that you watch it too, huh? Mega Deluxe, oh, thanks. Hey. Kingdoms of Amalur. A lot of people are going to kill me for wanting to play that game. Hopefully they'll change their opinions. And anyways, let's finish on another Kingdoms of Amalur note. Emin6 says, I love your Kingdoms of Amalur videos, Ruri. I think that people don't like them, also because of the abundance of dialogue in the video, which Red Van Dam said above. But I love the commentary and dialogue it adds to the quest. I think people are spoiled from Dark Souls. Yes, they are. I mean, the majority doesn't like so much dialogue. I mean, I guess you could edit some dialogue out so there's more action, or you could just make the videos longer, bro. I did. They're 30 minutes. That's 10 minutes longer than my usual videos. Haha, that would be fine with me, lol. I agree, it's pretty easy when you start out, but once you get into the main story a little bit more, or do the House of Ballots quests, it'll get more hard and amazing. Can't wait for more, bro. Brofists. Brofist. Anyways, thanks everyone for commenting on the website. I'm sorry, it's just I can't really keep going. The show is already way longer than I was expecting. And that is going to be it for this one. Keep commenting on the website for your chance of getting your comment featured on the Rurikhan Show. And hope you guys have enjoyed it. Leave me your feedback as usual. And remember to stay tuned for the polls that are going to be coming up. There's already a poll on the website right now for the whole Skyrim ordeal, because I am considering dropping Skyrim. And I know it's weird because in Rurikhan Show 21 I said, oh, I'm coming back to Skyrim. And in Rurikhan Show 22 I'm saying, oh, I'm going away from Skyrim again. It just seems that the Skyrim project, I don't know, it just seems that it's not compatible with me. It's a great game. It just seems that I'm not compatible with Skyrim to make videos for some reason. Regarding the, and remember to stay tuned to the website, because there's going to be polls for the hypothetical projects. There's going to be polls so that you guys can help me pick which one of the hypotheticals project should I dedicate some time to. And yeah, you know, Demon Souls, Dark Souls, God of War, Demon Souls, Dark Souls. I'm sorry, I'm just not making any more sense, so I'm just going to shut off the camera and say, peace!